Hey, everybody, we got some late night action for you Thursday at the World Cup. The latest kickoff time we're going to have all throughout the knockout phase and the rest of the World Cup. How about this one? 11 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. Pacific time. So get ready for some good late night entertainment Thursday. It's Switzerland, Algeria. I'm Bruce Marshall, and I'll be analyzing this for you in just a second. First of all, a couple of quick housekeeping reminders. Like always, don't forget, click that subscribe button on your screen there. Make sure you get all of our Wager Talk TV videos. And also don't forget special World Cup packages. My World Cup All Access Pass has been reduced to $99 the rest of the tournament. All of my picks all of the way through the final on July 19th at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. So that's my All Access Pass for the World Cup and reduced down to $99. Okay, let's talk about this one. Thursday night, we mentioned this kickoff time. It's late, so be ready for some late night entertainment here, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Of course, this game taking place out on the West Coast in Vancouver, actually, where Switzerland will be facing Algeria. Switzerland, by the way, has been able to stay up in Vancouver for the past week after beating Canada in that group showdown late last week up in Vancouver at what they usually call BC Place, but at Vancouver here for the World Cup, Vancouver Stadium underneath the dome. See the prices on the bottom on the crawl on the bottom of the screen there. On the three-ways, Switzerland slight plus price there on the win, plus 105. Algeria gets a pretty heavy price on the three-way as well to win at plus 300 in the draw. Plus 230. The over 2.5 shaded slightly to the under. Well, I think that's kind of interesting. We'll talk about that in a second. Various props here. I think there's some definite things to look at in this matchup. Let's get to it. And Switzerland. Well, what do we know about Switzerland? Well, listen, I was there the first week of the World Cup watching the games over there. So pretty good idea what's going on with the Swiss side here. And having watched Switzerland at the Euros 2 years ago, it was a very good side. And Murat Yakin, the coach, was under some pressure into the Euros, but he has since become very, very accepted in the role there. And he's got this team very well drilled. They probably should have beaten England, I thought, in the quarters at the Euros 2 years ago in Germany, gotten into the semifinals. They're that good. Pretty similar side, except for a couple of familiar names, but they haven't really missed them. Jan Sommer, longtime goalkeeper, finally retired from the international scene. Sheridan Shaqiri, we saw him score goals at seemingly every major tournament, whether it be Euro or World Cup over the last decade. He finally retired from the international side, but there's still a lot of familiar faces on this Switzerland side from recent years. And that's what I kind of like about Switzerland, is the fact it reminds me a bit of a club side here, and in good terms, because these guys have so much familiarity with one another, who have played, in some cases 70, 80, almost 100 games with each other. We're talking about Granit Xhaka, midfield mate Remo Fuller there, Breel Mbolo up front, Ricardo Rodriguez, Dennis Zakaria. A lot of these guys have played together for a long time, and I think that's showing in some of the group matches. I still don't know how they didn't end up beating Qatar in the first match, and they kind of got that out of their system. They were up in the Bay Area. They were ahead the whole match. They missed several chances, and they got pegged back, and Qatar nicked a point at the end. But very impressive after that. Took out Bosnia-Herzegovina 4-1 in LA in the second match, and then winning here in Vancouver against Canada in the group deciding match late last week. No mean feat there. Beating Canada up in Vancouver. So I like what's going on with Switzerland right now. And we talked about the composition of this side, and even some of the newer faces. Gregor Kubel in goal. He might be an upgrade from Sommer. Listen, Borussia Dortmund, who's their number one keeper, he kept 15 clean sheets in the Bundesliga this year. Another one in the Champions League, another one in the German Cup. 17 clean sheets this season at Borussia Dortmund. And the Bundesliga is a very lively league. So I think they may have actually made an upgrade, especially at this stage of Sommer's career, rather go with Kobel. And he's been very serviceable in goal for Switzerland. He is their definite number one right now. But what I also like about what Switzerland, and we talk about, some of those guys we mentioned a second ago, Granit Xhaka running the show midfield. By the way, he did a great job at Sunderland this year, and he helped Sunderland get into a European position. courted by Chelsea right now, and that would be reuniting him with Xabi Alonso, who was his club coach at Bayer Leverkusen in recent years. And when Leverkusen had that great year and won the championship, the Bundesliga, a couple of years ago, it was Xhaka running the show. He'd been at Arsenal before that. He really runs the show at midfield. Very, 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 very effective there, and a lot of experience. And we mentioned Freuler. He's played with him from Bologna. Several years they've been together. He mentioned some of the connections that they've had there. What I do like, though, and you mentioned Breel Mbolo too, and you'll see his goal scoring price across the bottom of the screen there too. Up front. Now, he's a capable target man up front. He's not quite at that top level. He's not the Erling Haaland level scorer or Mbappe or somebody like that, but, sort of that second tier below, but he can be effective as a target man. He can convert if he gets service from somebody. And he's pretty good at that. He scored 15 goals in the in Liga 1 this year at Rennes after some good years at Monaco before that. So he's a very established scoring threat. He scored a lot of goals for Switzerland in the past, and he's already on the board in the tournament. What I like about Switzerland now, beyond some of the things that we mentioned, the experience, the fact they don't give up a lot of shots on goal, the fact they generally keep possession pretty well, and all that experience, it's a new face. It's Johan Manzambi, the winger, 20 years old. He is electric. He's scored 3 goals already in the tournament. He didn't even start the opening match against Qatar, came in late, and then Yakin decided, let's get this guy in the lineup earlier. He gangbusters in the next 2 matches against Bosnia-Herzegovina and Canada. 3 goals in those 2 matches. Freiburg, kind of a breakout star at Freiburg this year too. He is on the radar for Newcastle. Is going to make a bid for him. Now we're hearing Bayern Munich is interested in him. Big-time player. He's a creative force, and this is something they haven't had on the Switzerland side like this. They've had, like I said, Mbolo, target man, and it's sort of a methodical sort of a style. Manzambi gives them something else completely. I mean, he can unlock defenses with his electricity there from the wing and the way he comes in. It's a different look now, and it's making Switzerland extremely difficult to beat. I think they're a real dark horse to make a run through the knockout phase here. Now, what about this matchup against Algeria, which fought its way here after losing that match, and no disgrace losing the way Argentina is playing right now as they went down 3-0 in the opening match, but came back, and they fought back in that second match against Jordan. Their stay in the World Cup looked like it was in some trouble. They were down at halftime in the Bay Area, came back to win that one 2-1. Riyad Mahrez has scored 3 goals the last 2 games, and that wild one against Austria last Saturday ended up 3-3. And, we know what happened in the last minute in that game, but it's showing that the offense is going again. And this is what Algeria, known for, this sort of a go-go attack. They've been doing it the last couple of games without Mohamed Amora, who is a winger from Wolfsburg, who's really their most electric component there. He's had a thigh injury. They'll see if he's ready for this matchup on Thursday up in Vancouver. That would certainly help. And I like the matchup here. This is Algeria will go right at Switzerland, and it will test Switzerland, so their defense will have to be very steady. But it's also, I think, going to open up things the other way. Very clever midfield for Switzerland. Will take advantage of some opportunities. And now that you've got Manzambi bombing forward along with Mbolo up front, and even the fullbacks will be going. I did mention Manuel Akanji. There's another guy. Inter Milan this past season was on loan from Manchester City, been at City for a long time. Very accomplished defender. Another one of these guys who has played a long time with the Switzerland. So they can get involved too in the attack going upfield. I think this is going to be kind of a lively game that Switzerland wins. So my recommendations here: Switzerland on the win. I think it's in plus 105 or so. You see the Asian line there too. You get a little bit better price, but I'd rather just go straight win at 0.75 in the Asian line if it's if you're splitting it between a half goal and 1, and so you'd only get half a win if they win by 1. I'd just rather go on this straight 3-way on Switzerland. I think they're going to win this match. I think it's probably going to go over 2.5 goals. You get a slight plus price on the over, so I think I'd go with that, plus 115 or so. And I would go with that Manzambi. I would take a swing with this one on him on a goal scorer price at plus plus 333 there on a goal for Monzambi. He is the most electrifying presence on this field. He's making a difference in this tournament. Newcastle and Bayern Munich are watching. Freiburg's going to cash in on him here after the World Cup and watch this guy. He's one of the breakout stars of the World Cup. So that's what I think is going to happen Thursday night up in Vancouver. I think the Swiss are going to advance and do it in good style. Okay, as always, don't forget, if you've got comments, hit the comment box on the screen there. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget the special World Cup packages I've got on the All Access pack for all of my World Cup picks all the way through the final on July 19th at the Meadowlands. Reduced price down to $99. Okay, we'll be back with more World Cup later on. So until next time, it's a goodbye from me.